So now that we have lifted latents from a crime scene, how do we go about the process of identifying who belongs to this fingerprint? You will see that this lifted latent fingerprint has a pattern to it. It's those same patterns we talked about before. Is it an arch, is it a whorl, or is it a loop? Well, that simple process of identifying a basic pattern type is the first step in the comparison of an unknown fingerprint to a known source of a fingerprint. This particular latent fingerprint is a whorl. Remember that the whorls have the overall circular appearance. So our first step is completed. The second step in our comparison or attempt to identify who left a latent fingerprint after we have made a pattern identification is to look for smaller differences, more microscopic in nature, or, as we say in forensic science, look for the minutiae. What we're going to do when looking at fingerprints to identify minutiae, what we're going to be doing is to identify certain specific uniquenesses or differences between fingerprints. Do we have a friction ridge that ends? Do we have an island of a friction ridge? Do we have a ridge go from one ridge and then turn into two ridges or bifurcate? By identifying these specific minutiae, we can take an unknown fingerprint and compare it visually to a known or inked fingerprint. The process of comparison of these minutiae is a very painstaking process where you have an unknown lifted latent fingerprint that is painstakingly compared side by side to a known or an inked fingerprint. This process of identifying minutiae allows for what we call the ident of the fingerprint. It is that side-by-side comparison of points of minutiae that allow a fingerprint to become identified. The FBI likes to use 14 points or 14 different minutiae identifications. Other law enforcement agencies and other fingerprint examiners will use more or less. Nowadays, besides just having humans do this side-by-side comparison, we are in the digital age. We have computers that will digitalize an image and store in their database this pattern and these minutiae, so that when we have an unknown latent at a crime scene, we just scan the lifted latent into the database of the computer and we can identify the fingerprint. Now, that's an instrument or a machine that's doing that comparison. It still takes a human being to confirm the identification. It still takes a person doing a microscopic comparison to identify a fingerprint.